Fletcher and the Falling Leaves by Julia Rawlinson. The world was changing. Each morning when Fletcher bounced out of the den, everything seemed just a little bit different. The rich green of the forest was turning to a dusty gold, and the soft swishing sound of summer was fading to a crinkly whisper. Fletcher's favorite tree was looking dull, dry, and brown. Fletcher, visiting it every day, was beginning to get worried.
I think my tree is ill.
What's wrong with it? Asked Mummy.
Its leaves are turning brown.
Don't worry, it's only autumn, smiled Mummy.
Fletcher trotted back to his tree and patted the rough bark.
Don't worry, it's only autumn. You'll soon be feeling better.
But the tree didn't get better. Day by day, it got browner still. One day, as Fletcher sat under the tree, the wind began to blow. A small brown leaf blew off the tree and drifted towards the ground. Fletcher jumped up and caught it very gently in his paw.
Don't worry, tree. I've got your leaf. You'll soon be fixed.
He looked around, scratched his head, and picked a piece of grass. He carefully tied the leaf to its branch and sat down happily.
Just then, another gust of wind ruffled Fletcher's fur. The little leaf shook itself free and fluttered back to the ground. Fletcher picked it up again and thought very hard. Then he poked the leaf onto its twig and pushed it firmly down.
Now you hold on tight.
Said Fletcher sternly.
No more flying around.
The little leaf gave a tiny rustle in reply.
The next day, strong wind was blowing through the forest. Fletcher rushed out of the den and ran all the way to his tree. Lots of its branches were brown and bare, and little lost leaves whirled everywhere.
Don't worry, tree. I'll catch them for you. I promise.
Round and round whirled Fletcher after the twirling leaves. Leaves! Wonderful! Just what I need for my nest, said a squirrel scampering up.
But these belong to the tree,
said Fletcher.
Don't take them away.
The tree doesn't need them anymore, said the squirrel, and off he bounded.
Help! Help! The wind and the squirrel are stealing our leaves.
Leaves? Marvelous, just what I need to keep warm, said a hedgehog rolling around.
But these belong to the tree, said Fletcher, plucking leaves from the hedgehog's prickles.
Not anymore, snuffled the hedgehog, and away he rolled.
Help! The wind, the squirrel, and the hedgehog are stealing our leaves.
This time, a flock of friendly birds swooped down from the sky. They picked the leaves up in their beaks and poked them onto the tree's branches. Soon the tree was leafy again, and Fletcher flopped down and smiled.
Thank you, birds,
he gasped as the birds fluttered and chirped away. He lay, looking up through the leaves at the sky, and drifted off to sleep.
But still, the wind continued to blow, and still the branches danced. The leaves shriveled and shook themselves and began to wiggle free. They tossed and turned and twitched and twirled and tumbled to the ground. They brushed Fletcher's ears and nose and filled his dreams with a whispering sound.
When Fletcher finally blinked awake, he couldn't believe his eyes. Instead of a roof of dancing leaves, he could see bare branches against the sky.
Oh, tree, I am so sorry,
gulped Fletcher.
All your leaves are gone.
But then he saw, high in the branches, one small leaf still holding on.
I won't let the wind steal that one.
He wiggled along to the last leaf and held it firmly onto its branch. All day long the wind blew, the branch bounced, and Fletcher held tight.
I'll stay with you, leaf. Don't worry that all your friends have gone.
But then with a sudden whoosh of wind, the branch bounced high. With a whispered plip, the leaf let go and fluttered like a little flag clutched in Fletcher's paw.
Fletcher looked sadly at the leaf, the tree's last leaf he promised to save. He carried it carefully down the tree and all the way back to the den. He made it a cozy little bed and gently tucked it in for the night. but all night long he could only think of his tree, all on its own.
At first light, he tiptoed out into the chilly dawn. The wind had finally stopped blowing and the air was damp and cold. The moon still hung in the clear sky and pale stars glimmered. As he came to his favorite tree, Fletcher saw a magical sight.
The tree was hung with 1,000 icicles, shining silver in the early light.
You are more beautiful than ever. Can the squirrel and the hedgehog keep your leaves for the cold winter nights?
A tiny breeze shivered the branches, making a sound like laughter, and in the light of the rising sun, the sparkling branches nodded.
Thanks for joining us! To learn more about the painted turtle, a camp for children with serious medical conditions, visit our website, www.thepaintedturtle.org. See you next time!